You're a nurse and you're going into business. Did you seek any business classes, or did you have any mentors for business, or was it trial and error?
I should have done those, I guess. But back then there wasn't a lot of resources for women.
Women business.
I had the health inspector call me up and say, "How dare you? Who the hell do you think you are?"
Yeah, we had Fran Pastor here from the.
For the business. Yeah. She's awesome.
She was telling us that it wasn't until recently that you could go to a bank and get a loan if you were a woman. Like, women had to bring their 16-year-old son to sign to get a bank loan. That's how bad it was.
3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of Mission Control. This is your host, Ramon Peralta with Peralta Design, and we launch brands. And we've got a great episode on deck for you today. Please help me welcome the one and only Claire Criscuolo of Claire's Corner Copia.
Thank you so much. It is amazing to be here.
Claire, we have celebrity royalty here.
Oh, goodness.
We're just so thrilled to have you here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Your office is amazing. Your story is, I want to interview you.
Thank you. And also join me in welcoming Jorge Pezo Candelario, who's on the soundboard.
How's it going, everyone? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you might be listening in the world today.
Excellent. And Claire, you've brought your trusty sidekick with you today.
Peggy Beckany is with me, my artist friend.
Shout out to artists.
The yang to my yin.
Shout out to Peggy. Thank you for being here as well. Your sister friend.
My sister friend.
Yes. So Claire, there's something special about your restaurant. And of course the carrot cake goes without saying. Thank you for bringing that. But it's been in that corner or in New Haven for so long, almost 50 years. Mm-hmm. Please share the goal. Tell us, what are some of the secrets behind that longevity and staying in business for that long?
I wish I could say there was a secret, but I think it's everything. Earlier we were talking about, is it the food? Is it the neighborhood? It's everything. It's trying to be your best at everything. Every single day when we start the day, my mother always told me, if you're not going to do it right, don't do it at all. If your heart's not going to be in it, don't do it at all. And we're lucky. Who doesn't want to be surrounded by beautiful food and really nice people? And that was really why I wanted to start. I wanted to cook real food. And that's it. But I think also being true to yourself, you really need to do the right thing. You need to be honest with yourself, with your community, with your ingredients, with your people. And you just need to be kind. Our soffit, as soon as you walk in the door, is a reminder every single day. Could I tell you what it is?
Absolutely.
Okay. It's the only compelling reason why we have been given more love than we need, more food than we need, and more resources than we need, is so that we may share the excess with those who have been given less, period. And every day we think of that. Every day, my mother drilled empathy into me all my life. What would you do if that was your brother? How would you feel if that was your brother? To which I would always say, but it wasn't my brother. And she'd say, I know, but it could have been your brother, and it's probably someone's brother. How would you want someone to treat them if that happened to them? And that's in my head all the time. And I think that's the best thing. It's like, treat people the way you want to be treated. Eat the kind of foods that are good for you that you want to share with other people. And do it right. And just do a good job. That's why you're here. And every day I want to make my mother proud.
Absolutely. And she's instilled some serious values into you that you've now passed on to your team in the culture when you walk in. And every time I've been there, you just feel, I don't know if it's all the handwritten signs, the food, the decor, all of that just makes the place feel so warm and loving.
Thank you. We're very deliberate about that because there's so many negative things written. There's so much anger, especially even more so recently. We look at other people who look like us but don't act like us, so we don't like them, or they don't look like us and we really don't like them. And I think there have to be places where we can go and we can see how wonderful we all are, and that every single person has something beautiful to share. And you'd be foolish to miss it. And we don't want to. So we have reminders, like reminding people that, you're good enough. Even behind the counter, I have things that say, did I tell you today how amazing you are? Because you are. We have to be reminded by that, because it's too easy to just look at someone and think, someone who's asking you for money on the corner. It's too easy to just not even look them in the face. And I don't want to be that person.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's an amazing experience of feeling good and then eating something that's making you feel good and eating your favorite food and in such a warm and inviting atmosphere. And how have you survived amidst all of the franchises that have come out? And, there's like, I don't know, I'm just going to name a few, but like All Bon Pan or Starbucks or all these places that have come along since you've been in business, but there's something special that's kept you going and thriving.
Okay, so they have a way bigger marketing budget than I do. That's for sure. And we talk about that a lot. We're like, guys, I mean, they're marketing way better than we are. And someone who does these Serve Safe classes once told me that he knew some of the bigwigs from some of these franchises who would come to Claire's to see what we're doing.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, because
to try to make theirs probably feel like you are somehow.
Well, little things like we were doing. I mean, we were doing hibiscus tea ages ago because we knew this was good for you. But we knew it because we had people who were here from Mexico, people who were here from Africa, and they told us and they shared their stories. So we knew that. I mean, we were doing organic at a time when people didn't know what it meant. So we had to say organic. But I think we have it in a way over the chains, because one of the things I realized the other day, everything looks the same. Every single thing. And you're rarely going to get anything that looks the same at Claire's. Because it depends on who's decorating the cake. It depends on who is putting the salad together. But you always know that it's going to taste delicious. It's going to be with the best quality ingredients possible. And it was made by people who give a damn.
It was made with love.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And that's the center, I think, of everything in our business.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you guys have been addressing gluten-free before it became popular, and not to discredit it, but it's, you're starting to feel like how much of this is marketing and how much of this is really done for health purposes. And I feel like you guys have been so far ahead of that curve of actually doing it for the right reasons, because people have certain allergies and people get sick if they eat certain things. And now it's I don't know that it hasn't always, it just seems like sometimes it's just part of the packaging,
Well, yeah, I agree with you there. But I think because for some people, it makes me bloat, or I can't have it for that reason. But to me, that's your right. Yeah. So if you don't want to eat it because you think it makes you bloat, then we shouldn't let you have it if you don't want it. But it's the people who come in with celiac, or the people who come in with other GI problems. And I'm an old registered nurse, so I kind of had a background in that anyway. Plus, I have a lot of respect for people. And I think we have people, we had a kid who came in sobbing. And I said, my God, what's wrong? And she said, I just got diagnosed with celiac, and I've never been away from home, and here I am here at Yale. And I said, okay, please don't cry. I said, we'll figure it out. And I did some research, and I found there's this great doctor at Harvard, actually, whose specialty was gastroenterology. But now Yale has a gastroenterology department. So it's just really respecting people. And again, like you said, love. You love someone. You want them not to get a bellyache when they come to you. And it's even worse. But allergies are a big deal. Whether it's nut allergies, we've been peanut free for decades, because we had a doctor who came in who was devastated one day. And she told the story of having lost a kid because he had a peanut allergy. And I'm terrible. All I need to do was hear something once. I overreact to everything. My friend Peggy will testify to that. But I overreact. So immediately I said, that's it. We can't have peanuts in the restaurant anymore, ever. And so we make sun butter, and we make sun butter cookies. So it's just, again, it's respect. It's love. And not to mention, with an allergy, they can be life-threatening. So you really need to be careful. In fact, it's really hard to get fired at my place, but you get 3 chances with an allergy. And after that, it's like, I'm so sorry, but you're going to hurt somebody if you stay. Right. So allergies are a big deal. But also people, we laugh sometimes, like we love that we have really picky customers. And I think it's probably my payback, because when I go to a restaurant, I'm like, is this and that? Is that and that? And I'm like, oh my God, I've created this monster at the restaurant. It's punishment for me being like this. But we laugh that we're going to just put a list of ingredients instead of a menu. And then just pick what you want.
Right.
But we're proud that also people know they can come there and trust us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, this is the $1 million question, is how do you keep that consistent level of quality food, quality service for that long of a period of time?
You just don't settle for anything else. I mean, I almost treat it like it's an allergy. We can't buy that. And it keeps us on our toes. You know, someone had said, my kid brother called me one day and he said, stop talking to the kids about organic food. I said, why? He said, do you know how much peppers cost, organic peppers? I said, well, of course I do. We use them every day. And he said, it's really expensive. So, of course, being the snotty sister, I said, probably not as much as that big pool you have in your backyard. You know, I mean, so we make our choices, and I'd rather not sell something or raise the price on it, because everyone's aware of what things cost, right, than not use the better product.
Now, how much does price impact your business? Because it's not the cheapest place to get baked goods.
No, but we use organic King Arthur flour. We use organic eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And better than that, we pay our staff decent wages, which is why I have dishwashers who've been with me for 28 years. I have kitchen managers. I have bakers. I have people who've been with me. My goodness, my manager, my GM it was her first job out of high school. It's because we pay fair wages, but we only get to do that because people like you are willing to pay the prices it takes. You know, I mean, buying the food we buy costs a lot of money. We are definitely in the high rent district, and I'm neurotic about repairs. Anything that's broken for a second, we want fixed. We want the place to always look nice. I not only have a cleaning person 6 days a week that we're open, but I have another cleaning person 4 days a week to make sure that anything they missed gets cleaned. I'm the daughter of a cleaning lady. I know what clean looks like. And it's that kind of, you make
high standards.
Yes, which is why, people have wanted us to franchise for years. And it's not because I'm not ambitious enough, but we get to do what we do and know our people. Like, I wouldn't have known that the second biggest reason why New Haven kids don't go to school is because they don't have hygiene products. If I wasn't right there, if I was in some big office in some other city or state, how would I know that? But the Social Justice Committee at St. Mary's Church determined that. And because of that, this wonderful gal, Carolina Perot, who is at the Yale Child Study, we did a partnership, and now we have a hygiene poverty closet called Someone Cares Closet. And it's because we're there and because we can see the need. So we kind of I like to stay in my lane. I want to kind of be able to have a bigger impact. And this is the way I can do it. We tithe, so 10% of our profits go to charity. Our mission has always been to lift New Haven children out of poverty. And we're trying to raise $100,000 now, too.
All right. Well, we're going to get all into that. But first, I want to hear all about how you started this amazing bakery and this amazing store, and learn more about your background when we come back right after these words.
Thank you.
Why do we do Mission Control? It's not to create the world's greatest podcast, chase 1 million followers, or escape our day jobs. It's about something bigger. It's about a calling to tell meaningful stories, amplify voices that inspire, and shine a spotlight on those making a real difference in their communities and beyond. Mission Control is our platform to give back, to celebrate the motivators, the dreamers, and the doers. Whether you're a business owner, entrepreneur, educator, community leader, or someone with a vision for change, one thing is clear: you're making an impact. This is your space, your story. Together, we'll share knowledge, journeys, and hope. Welcome to Mission Control, Peralta Design's podcast, where the mission is clear and the impact is limitless.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
We launch bridges.
And we're back. Please help me once again welcome the one and only Claire Criscuolo of Claire's Corner Copia.
Thank you.
The fans, they're going crazy.
You're so cute.
They're going crazy. Does everyone in the audience get carrot cake or just me?
Well, it's a little big for just one person.
I'll share.
A little big for just one person.
I'll share. Absolutely. And it's fat-free, right? And,
No, right. No. But it does have GMO-free canola oil in it.
okay, so it's healthy.
Yeah, and it has organic eggs. And
Yeah.
it does have something redeeming. It has carrots.
How much percentage of carrot is actually in there?
Pretty decent amount.
Okay.
And pineapple.
Okay.
And walnuts.
So those are all healthy items.
And eggs have protein.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, again,
So it's a meal replacement.
well, I say there's room for indulgence in every healthy diet, but
Yes.
there's not room for a healthy diet in one filled with indulgences.
Wow.
Ha.
That's a nugget right there.
Yeah.
That's the poster for
That's
this
a sign.
episode. There you go.
That's a beautiful
I didn't make the
statement.
rule up. It's just the reality.
It's just how it is.
It is.
Yeah.
You can't just eat junk. You just can't.
You can't.
And you can't just eat things that don't have nutritional value, or you will just die, or
No.
or you won't be your best.
Right. Man, but to be an RN, tell me the story of Claire, because you told me a little bit about your mom. I think she's very important to you.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of take us back to the early days
Good.
of baby Claire.
Oh boy. So I grew up on Worcester Street, which was a traditional Italian enclave in New Haven. And I lived in a 3-family house with my grandmother, my Aunt Rose, and my mother's family. And there was me, my mother, my father, my brother. My father was in the hospital a lot. He was a prisoner, had been a prisoner of war, and he was pretty damaged. And so he was away a lot in the hospital. And my mother tried working at a factory, but she was deaf in one ear and had 10% in the other. So she had this giant box hearing aid, and the noise was horrible working at a factory. So she couldn't do that anymore. So she started cleaning houses. And I would stay with my grandmother. And every morning I started out with homemade eggnog and a little toast crostini and just this wonderful idyllic life with homemade food no matter where I went. And then eminent domain came through, and they decided that the ghettos had to be broken up. So they broke up the Italian neighborhoods.
Wow.
And but most of the Italians moved to another section, in East Haven. So I moved to East Haven.
How were Italians treated at that time?
It was pretty bad of what I
Yeah.
understand. I
Yeah.
mean, they were, well, back in the day, that was, I only just learned the other day what WAP meant.
What does it stand for?
Without papers.
Oh, no.
Because they would
I
call
didn't know
people
that either.
giddy wops.
I just learned something.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I knew the slur, but I didn't know
Yeah.
what it stood for.
me either. And I know that.
That's terrible.
Isn't it awful? But people were just, but even with the Italian neighborhoods, I mean, but whoever the new person coming to America, I figured out, whoever the new person coming in,
Right. They
we're
get
kind
it.
of the beating board.
Exactly.
No matter who you are. And then the Puerto Ricans came, which was a relief for the Italians because then they took the slack.
Mm-hmm.
They helped pick up the slack from us. It was like, great, thanks. But it's true. And I know that, and they broke up the Black communities, and they broke up the communities, and they broke up our churches, and it broke up our base. And my grandfather used to belong to San Andreas Society. And to this day, I still help support those societies for immigrants. And I'm really I'm a huge supporter of immigrants because we're all immigrants.
Absolutely.
Unless you go back to the Native Americans, in which case it was their land first. So I'm very respectful and mindful of that. But we moved to East Haven, and we moved. My mother told us we were going to be Americans now. We could no longer speak Italian in the house, which I thought was insane. And I didn't figure out why until I was in college and read a cover story of Psychology Today, and it was called Food Fears. And it talked about social workers used to go to the homes of new immigrants in Boston, and they would tell the mothers that if your child didn't speak English, they would not succeed. What mother is going to let that happen?
Right.
So my mother's like, we can't speak Italian anymore. We're Americans. You can't speak Italian in the home anymore or out. And so we kind of lost the language, but, and I have to tell you, I mean, I wasn't super proud of being Italian for a while. Because I just heard all the stereotypes. And then finally I'm like, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
This is who I am, and this is my heritage, and we are so proud. And then my generation was the first generation to go to college, but my grandparents had emigrated from Amalfi, Italy. So I moved to East Haven, and my older brother is super, super intelligent. And both of us are indebted forever to libraries because we always went there to get encyclopedias and study, and because it was open access for whatever you couldn't afford at home. But we were very poor, and my mother made everything from scratch. I didn't even know that pudding came in a box till I went to college. And I mean, fresh lemons
Or
for
a can.
lemonade. Exactly. I mean, she had a can
Snack
opener.
pack.
She had a can of tomatoes. That was the only thing that came in a can. And we used to joke about it and say, why do you even have a can opener? Can't you be like normal mothers? and because we grew up in this, really American, if you will, neighborhood, there was Chef Boyardee ravioli at my neighbor's house, and I was in love. I'm like, Mom, we need this. He's like, we don't eat ravioli out of a can. You want ravioli? We'll make ravioli. And she cooked just everything. And my mother was a wonderful
And
cook.
that stuff never decomposes either. It just
Probably not, but it has sugar in it. So
Yeah.
it's like boom. But so, I met different kinds of people. But my brother Billy used to travel every year. Every summer, he worked in a factory. He worked in a foundry, Malibu Iron Fittings, every day after school. He went to Notre Dame. And then every summer he'd go to Europe. And he'd come home and tell me all these stories about the people and about the food. And I was fascinated. And I used to go to the library and get cookbooks and bring them home and try to make other dishes. And my mother got alarmed. She said, don't you want to cook Grandma's food? I said, well, of course I want to cook Grandma's food, but I want to cook other people's grandmother's food too. And that's what really got me sold on like food from other places. Yeah. And I love how you realize like it makes you know how much we're alike. Right. Like people always talk about, oh, well, they're different. They do this, they do that. But we all want the same things. We all want good food. We want to love our children and our families. We want our people we care about to do even better than we did. Right. And so it's always been that common ground. So I went to college. I was lucky enough to get a partial scholarship to go to University of Bridgeport School of Nursing. But honestly, I think it was my default. I wanted to be a child psychologist. I wanted to be a people's lawyer. I was one of those hippie kids who just would hear about something important and want to be part of it and want to help with it. But children were really always my thing. I love kids because I know they're our future. And my brother Billy had a friend who went, who had a summer home on the beach. And Billy would take me there. And every week a bus would pull up and kids would come out. And that really affected me because when I asked about them, they were part of an orphanage out of Milford. And I just remember thinking, well, what do you mean an orphanage? How do they, where are their parents? Right. Are they happy? Don't they have pictures of their family on their bedstand? And all of those things bothered me. And I think I took that with me. And then I became a nurse, and I was a psychiatric nurse on the drug and alcohol program at the Connecticut Mental Health Center under Selby Jacobs, a wonderful, wonderful director. And I learned a lot, but I also learned that it was really difficult for me to see mothers who were drug addicts, who had children who had to be treated. But it made me learn about Clifford Beer's clinic, which is why I help them today, because I learned about it. So it wasn't a terrible thing, but it wasn't good for me. So I said to my husband, I want to give my notice. I don't want to do this anymore. He said, well, what do you want to do? I said, I want to open a restaurant. I said, I want to teach people about eating real food. I mean, all the food that we're eating these days, like we see even in restaurants, have bottled dressings. They have bread that doesn't look anything like it was ever made with flour and water and yeast. and so I said, I want to do that. I must have thought I was in California because I'm thinking, I can make all these fresh things. And my husband and I used to go to this place in Gloucester every summer. And there was this little restaurant called The Raven. And they had a blackboard menu. And I said, I want to do that. I want to shop in the morning. I want to cook. And I want to just have people and let them come here. So
that's probably what inspired all the chalkboard menu items at your store.
Without a doubt.
There's something that feels like it's fresh, it's today, it's organic, or it's handmade.
It is.
Right?
Because it is. Because that was the priority, and that still is. We still make our own bread. We still make our own dressings and our sauces and our salsas and mash our refried beans. Start with dried beans, not canned beans. And we still do it kind of the old-fashioned way on so many things. We make our own chocolate syrup. We make our own ginger syrup, organic for ginger ale. We buy our orange juice from a small family-owned farm in Florida, freshly squeezed. We try to partner with other, minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, and we just try to, if you could make a little difference, why not?
What was it like starting it? It sounds like your husband supported you, but was it difficult at first to get it established?
It was terrible. My husband did support me to some, but he had his end too. Mm-hmm. after it wasn't successful for maybe 9 months, he said, "You need to go back to nursing. I'm not funding this anymore." And,
Meaning like you just weren't profitable for 9 months?
oh God, it was dead.
Yeah.
The neighborhood was terrible. We had a movie theater down the street that played, terrible movies, violent movies. The gates at Yale were closed because it was so dreadful downtown. But I wanted that corner. That church steeple got my attention, and I loved Yale. I loved the university. And so Mr. Goodman, my sour cream salesman, came in. We actually we sublet from Subway Corporation.
Okay.
And it was I know he intended it to be a Subway one day, but once I got my hands on it, he was never getting it back. And it was
So you worked with DeLuca directly?
I sure did. In fact, years later, God rest his soul, but he came to me and said, "Will you help us develop a breakfast menu?" I said, "Fred, it would be like working with the enemy."
I cannot do that.
I cannot do that. I'm sorry. But
You were flattered, of course, I'm sure.
Oh, sure. But no, I consulted, but I consulted with like an organic olive oil company.
They became like the #1 franchise in the world at one point.
I know.
And did he ever say, "Hey, we'll have like a half Subway, half Claire's
Over
brand"?
my cold, hard, dead body.
Their stuff comes in buckets and everything that doesn't align with the brand of Claire's.
No. But so he said that's how we started. So we started in there, and it was called Caramel Corner because it was a caramel corn shop.
Oh,
so
okay.
I took out the light in this gorgeous stainless steel bed, and I filled it up with ice and made a salad bar. Regretfully, I sold.
So the meaning it was like a candy.
It was like a caramel popcorn store.
Okay.
Really good caramel popcorn.
Like Garrett's popcorn or something.
I don't know.
They're in Chicago.
Caramel popcorn.
Yeah.
And they had this big copper bowl to stir the caramel corn. That's my biggest regret.
Oh, so you could walk in and get like fresh popcorn.
Caramel corn and popcorn. But I didn't want that. I wanted the space. I wanted the location. I wanted it. We also were there at the right time.
Yeah.
Women were just starting to get involved in working outside of the home.
Mm.
And they were guilty, missing the homemade food, and we were providing it. And I was making everyone's grandmother's food. We made chicken Kiev. We made just different foods.
This is the 70s.
This is 1975. We had meat. We had hot dogs. Because I needed a freezer, and an ice cream man said, if you buy my ice cream, I'll get a freezer. I'm like, we're selling ice cream. Seriously, another guy, meat purveyor, is like, if you sell hot dogs, I'll give you a machine and I'll give you a refrigerator. Go for it.
Done. Yeah.
But then I'm like, you know what? This is so against what I want to do.
Right.
So one thing at a time, we took it out.
Mm-hmm.
And the tuna salad was the last holdout. My husband begged me. He's like, please don't take the tuna away.
Why'd that go?
Because I wanted it to be vegetarian.
Fish, right.
Yeah, I didn't want any. So that's
Anything
how.
with eyes, you won't.
It was just a.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how we kind of started out. But Mr. Goodman came in one day, and I was sobbing. And he said, "Why are you upset?" I said, I have to close. I said, my husband's not going to finance it anymore, and my kid brother won't even loan me money anymore.
Mr. Goodman's like the landlord of that corner?
No, the landlord should have been so nice. No.
Oh.
Mr. Goodman was the purveyor of sour cream and the
right.
butter.
That's it.
So he said to me, "Don't pay me. Pay the landlord because he'll kick you out. And I know you're going to be successful when the weather warms up in the spring." And he was right.
Wow.
And then the kids were climbing over the fence to come to Claire's, over the gates. And then years later, this woman came in and introduced, she said, "Hi." She goes, "You probably won't remember this, but my father, I swear," it's like I knew. I said, "Oh my God, you're Mr. Goodman's daughter." And she said, "How did you know?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just know." And it was her father. And she said, "He loved you. He had so much respect for you." He said, "She's going to be a good businesswoman because she's determined. And she does the right thing." And he held me until the spring, and then business got better. And then I hired my first employee. And the only day off we had was Sundays. We had an hour and a half off to go to church. My mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my brothers, somebody would come. My mother wasn't able to really hear well, but she came to work for me years later. The happiest day of my life was when I said to her, "Tell Mrs. O'Keefe that you love her and you'll give her as much notice as she needs, but you're coming to work with me."
Wow.
You're not cleaning houses
two
anymore.
questions. You're a nurse and you're going into business. Did you seek any business classes, or did you have any mentors for business, or was it trial and error?
I should have done those, I guess. But back then there wasn't a lot of resources for women.
Women business.
I had the health inspector call me up and say, "How dare you? Who the hell do you think you are?"
Yeah, we had Fran Pastor here from the.
From the business.
Yeah.
She's
and
awesome.
She was telling us that it wasn't until recently that you could go to a bank and get a loan if you're a woman. Like women had to bring their 16-year-old son to sign to get a bank loan. That's how bad it was in the state.
Yeah. I tell you, the health inspector said, "Who the hell do you think you are?"
Wow.
Trying to put the health license in your name. You're a woman. You couldn't possibly own this business. And I said, "I beg your pardon." And the other thing, though, is, but we had the Women's Liberation Center came in, and I relied on them a lot.
Okay.
Joel Schiavone had bought the neighborhood, and he wanted me to sign this lease that was not good for me. And I said, "I'm not going to do it. You're going to have to cooperate. This will put me right out of business." And he said, "Okay, great. Then we're going to put scaffolding all over your business." I said, "Then I'm going to go to the Women's Liberation Center and we're going to boycott your project and nobody's going to get on the property." Yeah. It's my husband used to always say, as nice as Claire is, don't ever misinterpret her kindness for stupidity.
Wow.
And if you ever do anything against anyone she loves, she will get you.
I don't care where you are. I will find you.
I will find you. But it's also like what you believe in. I'm really
true to your values.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. How many recipes from the family are made it into your cookbook?
Well, the new one, believe it or not, the new one is mostly just new recipes we've created over the last several years. But we have our oldies but goodies section. Mm-hmm. Like my mother-in-law was a wonderful cook. We still use her recipe for stuffed peppers, lasagna rolls, and what else do we do of hers? Stuffed artichokes. And those are still 3 of the most popular entrees, specials. But, we started making tacos, and I like mixing things. So I make this pan blackening seasoning. So we started doing these blackened organic oyster mushroom tacos that are wonderful. And Juana makes them with this pineapple coleslaw and it's wonderful.
Hungry.
I wish we had them. They're so good. And the pickled vegetables.
Yeah.
And
so mushrooms kind of taste like meat in some ways, the way you prepare them.
The texture is similar, and they're super healthy. But, something I want to remind everybody, everyone going vegetarian or vegan, remember, the rules are the same. You still need good solid protein. You need complex carbohydrates. You need good vitamins and minerals. You can't just say, I'm going to just skip the meat. You need to add beans and grains, and you need to have a good balanced diet, but you still need the same nutrients. You just get them from a non-animal source, which is available and so good.
It's something actually I've been realizing recently, right? I'll go out to a restaurant and try one of the key things that I love to do is just get a couple different appetizers. Mm-hmm. And I'm noticing more recently that all of the flavor comes in the vegan or vegetarian options. I'm kind of blown away. Time and time again, I'm just like, yeah, this one just blew me away flavor wise. The meat one was good, and it's like what I'm used to, what I grew up with. But there's so much more. I feel like flavor variation and intensity that you can do with vegan dishes. So.
It's so true. My mother, when I called her the first day, I said, "Mom, what should I make for my first soup?" And then, another time I said, "I want to make your split pea soup, but I want to make it like a Wednesday or Friday because we never ate meat in the house on Fridays or Wednesdays during Lent." So we originally called it Italian Catholic Friday food at Claire's because my mother said, she goes, "Honey, if you tasted a plain chicken, you wouldn't think it tasted very good. It's all the seasonings and the flavors you use. So every time you make a dish, remember that." And I, to this day, make that. What would it taste like if it had meat? So when we make our buffalo chicken, but we make it out of tofu. And it's absolutely wonderful. We make our chipotle tofu. And you use the same flavor systems and the same flavor combinations. And and Juana is amazing with her use of chiles. Mm-hmm. And
so you've had influences of Mexican and other cultures into the food?
Absolutely. And I want the person who comes from that country to show me how to make it. Right. Like India. A friend she's from India.
They love spices.
And and even that's how we learned how to make our mango lassi. And then a little Lebanese woman taught me how to make yogurt. So we make our own organic yogurt. And and it's just, we have a lot of Italian, a lot of Mexican food, but we also make a lot of other food. We'll do Cuban food. We'll do Puerto Rico food. I make asopao.
Ooh.
Oh my
That's
God.
that rice, like a wet rice.
Well, it's a soup.
Yeah, it's a soup.
Asopao
and
is like, they usually do a lot of seafood, but it has like a bean in it, and it has
Mm-hmm.
plantains and vegetables and tomato and peas, and it's wonderful.
You make sweet plantains?
Sometimes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite.
And I love fried yuca.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with the dips. I love that. But we try not to have too many, because our customers, everybody loves fried food. Who doesn't love crispy? But I try to tell them, I'm like, guys, we shouldn't have more than 2 specials of it a day because it's not good for you. I mean,
Right.
and we'll eat it if we see it.
Exactly.
That's why we do roasted organic potatoes. I'm not making French fries because I will eat all of them.
Peggy, what's your favorite dish over at Claire's?
Well, I love her omelets. They're absolutely fabulous. And I love the people there. It's just such a joy. Happy, joyous place to go.
Thank you. Our
Yeah.
omelets are wonderful. They're giant. They're made with 3 organic eggs. And
How important is it to have egg whites instead of the whole egg? Does that make a big difference?
you have to be careful because, yes, the protein is in the egg white, which is great if you're a total protein fiend.
Mhm.
But the egg yolk has so many of the vitamins and nutrients that are really good for you. But it also has the cholesterol, so you have to balance everything if you have that problem. I'm blessed with pretty low cholesterol and pretty low blood pressure, so I don't have to worry about that too much. But it could cause a problem. But I'm also very conscious of what I eat. I'm very deliberate because I'm not getting any younger.
Well, you look good, and I think it's
Thank you.
diet. I mean, it's just, and Italians, right? You mentioned Amalfi, then I was thinking like Sardinians. They have the secret. They live to be over 100 years old.
They're one of the blue zone people.
Blue zone
They're one of the
people.
blue zone people.
That's right.
But again, if you look at the blue zones and you look at almost everything aside from in addition to being linked to food, it's linked to community.
Right.
We need
Purpose.
each other. We need a purpose in life. We need each other.
Absolutely.
We need community because when those bumps in the road come along, you need your friends and family.
Absolutely. Tell us now about all the great things you're doing in the community. I know there's a big movement, big fundraiser campaign you're doing. We can talk about the cookbook, but tell us, because that's part of it. So kind of tell us all of this effort.
Well, we've always tithed, so we always give 10% of our profits to charity at least, and we focus on like New Haven Reads and Clifford Beer's Clinic and All Our Kin, and Yale Child Study does a wonderful job. So we started partnering with them a few years ago with we call it Someone Cares Closet. It's a hygiene poverty closet after we found out that so many kids don't go to school in New Haven because of that. So then what we did was we decided that starting September 17th last year, for 1 year until our 50th anniversary, all the proceeds from this is my 5th cookbook. All the proceeds from all the cookbooks, and we have charity merchandise. We partnered with Marrakesh in New Haven, who work with people with cognitive disorders, and they make our candles. You can get a Lithuanian coffee cake scented candle, an apple pie chai scented candle, kitchen towels, or cutting boards. And then we partnered with Campus Customs in New Haven, and they are wonderful. They're giving all the proceeds to the T-shirts that they're making will go to the charity. So all the proceeds for those items for 1 year. And if we get desperate, we're going to start selling hugs on the corner too. But we're also we're looking for biotech firms. So any biotech firms out there who want to help us help children, we want to teach humanity and kindness and empathy to our New Haven kids.
We need it so badly now more than ever. So I love everything you're doing. Tell our listeners how they can, give your hours, the best time to go, kind of just your handles, your social.
Okay.
Because we just want you to just rapid fire promote.
Thank you.
And also tell people how they can be part of this mission to help so many.
Thank you so much. So we're Claire's Cornucopia. We have our website, clairescornucopia.com. We have Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. Please follow us on social media, learn about it. Come to us. We're open every day except Monday from 8 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock at night, except Saturday and Sunday. We open at 8:30 so we could sleep a little bit extra. And we close on holidays, all Christian holidays, we close. And then we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We have snacks. We have cakes. We do catering. You can see our menu online. We have 5 cookbooks. And it's a nice place. It really is. And the food is delicious. And we have wonderful drinks. We have a tremendous drink program. We've been making smoothies since 1975, so we're really good at it. And we have homemade cake and cookies and desserts and egg creams and homemade ginger ale and just wonderful things.
It's a great place to just hang out too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good first date
Yeah.
place. We're gonna be having speed dating soon.
What?
I'm telling
Well,
you.
I'm married, but
Well, somebody came in and asked, someone contacted us and said, we love Claire's. Can we have speed dating there? And one of our floor managers, Benny, said, we should do speed dating at night. And one of our customers overheard it and said, make it between 25 and 35. I'll come.
well, it's definitely full of love in that place. So I'm
you.
sure you'd find love there too.
We're hoping. We think
Yeah.
so. There's somebody looking for somebody.
Absolutely. Now, if people want to donate or get involved with the charity, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, they can go to if they go to our website, it says contact us, and that's a great way to start. Or come in the restaurant, ask to speak with our manager, Rosie, or me, because we know the information. And we hope you'll be part of it, because imagine what this world would be like if all of us could think more about kindness and empathy and just the other, and treating people the way we would want to be treated. And it's growing. It's definitely growing. And a little old lady once told me that there were more flowers, that there are always going to be flowers and there are always going to be weeds. And the weeds will always try to kill the flowers. And we must never let that happen. So we're not letting it happen.
Absolutely.
So you flowers out there, come help us out, please.
Come help and good will prevail.
It will.
Good will prevail. How often are you there? If somebody listening wants to meet the Claire,
Oh, goodness.
when could they find you?
I'm pretty much always there on Sundays and Tuesdays, and then I would have been there today, but I'm here. And I'm also trying to, because we're really getting ready for the anniversary, so I just can't do all of it. So I'm there at least 3 days a week, sometimes 4. I was there 6 days a week for probably 6 weeks, which was way too much. I'm there a lot.
Now, any big plans for the 50th anniversary?
Oh, goodness. We're still formulating it, but we're going to have the biggest party. So do come September 17th. We'll have a special presentation. It looks like either 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. We haven't finalized it yet. My beautiful Rosa DeLauro and Richard Blumenthal won't be able to come because they're in Senate that week. But my fabulous Susan Beisowitz will be there. So we will have representation, and some of our favorite customers and our best customers, and people from Yale Child Study, and hopefully all of our friends from New Haven Reads, and all our kin, and Clifford Beer's Clinic, and all of our wonderful customers. We have some customers where they're like 3rd generation customers, and we just want them to come. And we have really good high cheers, so bring the kids.
Excellent. Claire, this has been amazing. You're so full of love and positive energy, and you filled the restaurant with it somehow, and so many great lessons for our listeners, and thank you once again for the carrot cake. I hope there's some left. The team went in there, but I'm definitely going to enjoy some. It's just been such a pleasure getting to know you and Peggy, and hopefully this friendship will continue.
Thank you. I hope so.
Great
Thank you so
message.
much. Thank you, Jorge.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to this episode of Mission Control. Until next time, this is your host, Ramon Peralta with Peralta Design, and we launch brands.